Xbox Game Studios is made up of 23 teams representing gaming across the globe, with a combined talent set of thousands of developers, lead tech experts, and the best designers in the business, create immersive, tactile, and memorable game experiences for the Xbox brand, built to run and look best on Xbox consoles and top-tier gaming PCs. The tech, software, and hardware behind these games in development is tried and true, future-facing, and in some cases, just getting started to impress fans, critics, and technical enthusiasts with games that not only look incredible, but will deliver a full-bodied gaming experience. These are the biggest studios working for Xbox this console generation. One of the most recognizable quality values for big new games is the first thing people will see and talk about, and that is graphics. Graphics have been the first part of a game that draws fans to a game with the level of realism, art style, or beauty, however the developer chooses to portray the world they are building. Many talented devs create whimsical or stylized graphics to illustrate something we've never seen before. The following studios working for Xbox are creating top-tier, hyper-realistic, and the most beautiful characters and worlds, with next-level visuals pairing the best software with cutting-edge hardware. Ninja Theory is the big studio from Xbox Game Studios that was acquired in 2018, and they have some of the most incredible talent. They came from a studio of 20 people and now are built up to 120 developers, building Hellblade 2, Senua Saga. Ninja Theory's legacy comes from games like Enslaved, Odyssey to the West, which has a great callback to great games like Uncharted, and has incredible visuals for a game that came out 2 generations ago, and Hellblade in 2017 was an award-winning masterclass in visuals and immersion. The art style for Hellblade Senua Saga is beautiful and distressed along an Icelandic area of mythology. And for an analysis for the trailer that was shown in 2019, Digital Foundry disbelieved that this game was running in-engine. This is what they had to say.
Here in the trailer for the second game, geometric detail is universally high for every single object shown on screen. Like here, you can see how individual bark is modeled on these cross-cut beams in the following scene. Or you can see how individual rocks of unprecedented roundness stretch far out into the distance. These are geometric levels of detail far in excess of those found on current-gen consoles. At the same time, that level of geometric detail out into the distance is something that gives me pause, as there's no visible level of detail transitions at any point in the trailer. But that perfection of geometric detail at all distances when the camera moves is an aspect of the trailer that makes me think it's pre-rendered. I can imagine these assets looking this good close to the camera when the LOD is highest, but holding up so perfectly into the distance and also not showing any form of visible LOD switching, that's perhaps a bridge too far.
Hellblade 2 Senua Saga is being built fully from the ground up in Unreal Engine 5 with massive geometry, detail, and incredible visuals with top-level motion capture. This has been a hallmark for Ninja Theory, and they are going to impress when Hellblade Senua Saga comes out in 2023. The Coalition is the Gears of War team. They created Gears of War 4 and Gears of War 5 throughout the Xbox One generation. And looking at Gears of War in the 4 and 5 series, you can see top-level graphics, some of the best in the business. Gears 4 is mostly a linear game with a huge emphasis on weather and great visuals across a huge landscape and lifelike characters, and that carries over into Gears 5, with the characters looking very realistic, with Digital Foundry yet again praising Coalition for being the best in the business among greats like Naughty Dog. Recently, Coalition brought Gears 5 into Unreal Engine 5 for a tech demo, and they are readying their next project to be built fully in Unreal Engine 5. Coalition shows some incredible talent, and they have something to show very soon that may or may not be related to the Gears franchise. But they are excited to show what they've been doing, and they said they've been kicking the tires of what this new tech can do, and their talent behind it shows a ton of promise. Turn 10 is currently working on their next iteration, Forza Motorsport, a full new next generation version of racing games with the team that has created some of the best looking racing games and the highest rating racing games over the past 15 years. Forza is led by Forza Tech and the Fuel Engine, which creates an immersive, a fully physics-based racing game that has 360 Hz physics built into the tires for the new game. Also, Forza Motorsport will showcase the visuals that they have shown and proven over the past several years to be elevated with ray tracing and all of the incredible immersion that comes with Turn 10's talent behind the wheel. And we'll be able to see the next Forza next year. 343 has been the Halo team ever since their inception at the end of Halo Reach in 2011. But Halo 4 and 5 are arguably the best looking Halo games ever made. Now, they may not be the highest rated Halo games, but looking at the character models, the environments, and all of the modeling across Halo 4 and 5, they definitely are the best looking in the series, even among the Halo Master Chief Collection remasters. The vistas and huge ships that run across space and these planets and the Halo rings look incredible. And as Halo came over the hump of Halo Infinite's bad showing in 2020, the showing in 2021 shows an incredible Halo Zeta Ring, with improved lighting and better textures overall. Multiplayer maps, which will be a big draw for Halo fans for many years to come, look absolutely impressive with very high detail and well-lit environments. A true playground to compete and play your way through the multiplayer suites coming to Halo Infinite. id, the studio from the newly acquired ZeniMax and Bethesda deal for Xbox, has one of the best looking games ever on PC and console, with this fidelity, a high frame rate, high resolution, high clip, and high energy visual powerhouse in Doom and Doom Eternal. id Tech 7 is what drives Doom to look, feel, and play the way it does, with high particle effects, shiny reflective surfaces, and incredible immersive gameplay. This allows the developers at id to have 10 times more detail than they did in the previous version of id Tech. The gameplay maps can now be 2 times bigger in Doom with id Tech 7, and they're always moving forward. With full capability of the RDNA 2 features in the Xbox Series S and X, they can take advantage of DLSS image clarity, hardware-based ray tracing, and some incredible performance for boxes so small and so affordable compared to their PC gaming counterparts. id is the one to watch for their next game. Machine Games has brought an incredible surprise to gaming with Wolfenstein, The New Order, Old Blood, and the new Colossus in 2017. It's a big mystery to see what will come out first, a new Wolfenstein game or the much anticipated LucasArts partnership to make Indiana Jones. Machine Games focuses on incredible looking character models and vast landscapes of huge playgrounds to fight, shoot, and kill your way through explosive and visceral landscapes and gameplay environments. Wolfenstein New Colossus in 2017 was built on id Tech 6, and now they are moving to id Tech 7. And all of the benefits of 10 times more detail and 2 times bigger maps will translate into their new game, whether that is the next Wolfenstein or Indiana Jones. As far as the Indiana Jones game, nothing, if anything, is known about Indiana Jones from Machine Games other than it will be their foray into a third-person, open world, or hopefully mostly open world. So far, Machine Games has not let the gaming community down for visuals, graphics, and an impact of how their games look and feel. I can't wait to see what Machine Games shows next. Playground Games is probably the most talented and proven studio from Xbox Game Studios. For years, they have provided Forza Horizon, a game that looks incredible and gives you the freedom to drive anywhere you want in a massive Colorado, south of France, Australia, UK, and now in Mexico. Now, with the hardware and the software coming to terms with some of the most incredible visuals we'll ever see in any console game, the landscapes in Forza Horizon 5 look wholly photorealistic, to the point that many do not believe the game is actually running in real time. They have a huge map of Mexico with over a dozen biomes to show the world what it's like to race in this part of the world, and they won't stop there. The other team is busy building the massive RPG Fable, something we have not seen yet other than a pre-rendered scene that they created for a trailer. But knowing the pedigree, the talent, and the attention to detail that Playground brings to their games, Fable will absolutely blow people's minds, and the visuals will be stunning. Even for a game that is mostly whimsical, the touch that will come from Playground Games will show Fable looking completely beautiful and immersive. Add to that Playground will be able to collaborate with both studios to bring things from Forza over to Fable and vice versa as new things come out. Fable and Forza Horizon are big games for Xbox, and no one could do this better than Playground Games. These studios are among 16 others, plus partners working with Xbox Global Publishing that will deliver unique, eye-popping graphics and visuals for a variety of games coming to the Xbox platform. Ninja Theory, The Coalition, Turn 10, 343, id, and Playground are among the top talented studios in the game industry. Xbox also has some incredible wildcard studios that are growing and about to impress with the best visuals and incredible gameplay in their latest creations. With the newest tech, future-ready hardware, and talent behind all of this, this makes Xbox the best in class among the greats in the games industry. This is Colteastwood. Thank you so much for watching this video. I wanted to mix up the format. I've been making videos on YouTube mostly full-time in my part-time for about 4 years. And along the way, I've learned a lot of things, and being on camera is one thing that has been very new to me and something I've had to become comfortable with. But as far as these studios, I took a long time to think about the 23 studios as I see them circled around Xbox, and all of them are really amazing. Some of them I don't know a lot about, but the 7 that I talked about today, I truly believe will provide the visuals that we've been waiting Xbox to show, to showcase that power. But right now, these studios have all of the hardware and the software at their fingertips, and what they need is hardware, software, time, and budget. But that's my opinion. If you end up enjoying this video, let me know by liking and subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell to be notified of new content, which I try to do about once a week. Also, if you've been around long enough to check out XNC, the podcast that runs at 5 p.m. Pacific time, or vice versa, 1 a.m. in the UK if you're across the world. But if you don't check that show out live, please check it out on YouTube, after the fact, on demand, or Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. Those are posted there at the end of the show every week. I'm looking forward to having more guests and meeting more incredible people for the community, but I want to know what you think in the comment section. Which studio do you think is going to be the number one, the one that will have the best looking graphics and the best gameplay? But while you're there, please remember to be respectful to each other, try to have some constructive criticism, and be nice.